Hello, I'm Traci Blank from Tracing Your Path Hypnotherapy. Well, I suffered from anxiety my whole life, and I was in social work working for the state, and my anxiety got worse and worse, and I was having daily panic attacks, and I started having vision loss and loss of sensation in my leg, and it was stopping me from living my life. I couldn't work, I couldn't drive. I tried so many different things, and somebody told me to try a hypnotherapist, and I was like, I don't know if I believe in hypnosis or anything, but I was desperate for something to help me. So I went to a hypnotherapist and never had another panic attack again, got off all my anxiety medication, and I saw how much it changed my life. And so I said, this is what I have to do. So I got my certification and went from there. So my own story is what inspired me. Well, when I was starting in hypnotherapy, I was just so excited to get started and seeing the effect it had on me that I didn't accurately research all the different schools of thought. So I just studied one-on-one. And once I got out into the field, I started realizing there was a gap between what I did know and what I wanted to know. So eventually I went to get my medical support certification, and I know a lot more than most hypnotherapists know now. So if I could go back, I'd probably tell myself to do that from the start and get that good foundation. But I always say, where you are today is a product of all those steps along the way. So I don't know that I'd be here if I knew that from the get-go. So I guess I'm fine with how it played out. A big female role model for me was my mother. She is a business owner, and it was never like, oh, I'm a woman, so I'm going to show them and do this. It was just natural. It just came easy. She, was a great partner to my dad and a great mother to us, as well as equally, it wasn't like one or the other. She just had her own business, and she showed me that strong, independent woman, and that it was easy, it was natural. There was no question about whether it was going to get done or whether she was going to be able to handle it all. She just did. So it never occurred to me to even question whether, I could do it all, because everybody does. That was the message given to me. I think the best thing we can teach women is to be empowered and find all the resources they have from within. A lot of people in general, but I find especially with women, look outside of themselves for advice, for self-esteem, linking to things they do versus from within. And I think the best resources and where you're going to get the most confidence is from finding those things within. So when we teach women to value their gut and their instinct and know they have everything they need within them, they're going to start to use what's within them and feel good about using it. And the more they use it, the more they know they don't need other things. They have it all within them. So I think self-empowerment is really key. I don't think it's just men. I actually think a lot of women put down women or perpetuate the programming of media, men, whatever it might be. But just, how the mind works is you have your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, and in between's the critical factor. And the critical factor develops between the ages of 7 and 11. And after this time, when a new idea comes in, the critical factor checks the subconscious to see if this is true or holds true with what you already believe to be true. And if it does fit with it, it allows it in. And if it doesn't fit in, it kicks it back to the conscious mind for more analysis. So it only allows in what fits with your programming. And after those ages, the way things can bypass that critical factor is authority figures, peer groups, emotionalized situations, repetition, and altered state. So all those messages from peers, from authorities like TV and parents and teachers, that goes right in, and then your mind doesn't let you be wrong. So when you see someone go, I'm such a klutz, and then they trip over things, it's because their subconscious is reinforcing that message and won't let it be wrong. So all these messages from the media, from peers, that women can't do X, Y, and Z, your subconscious is going to make sure you can't do X, Y, or Z, so that self-belief is true and we're not holding on to it for no reason. So what we can start to do is to change that mentality and change that programming. So when that message comes in, instead of just allowing it to come right in, you can directly reverse it with positive suggestions and affirmations. You can also use hypnosis to change that, but just sometimes being aware of the message coming in and saying, is this what I want to have be my programming? And what programming is affecting this? Is this real, or am I projecting onto this that programming? And then once you're conscious of it, you can start to change that. Well, I'm a big gym nut. I love to go to the gym, and I love to read at the gym. I know that's a little weird, but I'll be on the elliptical reading because I'm a big reader and I'm a big gym person. I also, it's maybe not that different from my work, but I practice what I preach. So I use self-hypnosis to counteract anything that might be going on in my life, or to reinforce the direction I want to go in, to calm my anxiety and get me back down to good base level. A lot of times I'll do it at the end of my work day, right before I come back home, or right when I get back home, so that I start refreshed and I feel energized for both portions of my day, or all portions of my day. Fly. I mean, I think it would be more interesting to either read minds or see the future, but flying will always win because I always wanted to fly.